Hello, my name is Melanie Fairbairn. I'm National Account Manager at Austock Life, and today I'm going to talk about imputation bonds and where they can be useful with the changes that are coming into superannuation on the 1st of July this year. So imputation bonds and superannuation. The tax within super is lower than within imputation bonds. The headline tax rate for super is 15% and the headline tax rate for imputation bonds is 30%. But looking at the changes that are coming into play on the 1st of July this year, the concessional cap and non-concessional caps are both being reduced. So the amount that you can put into super is being limited. The annual concessional cap is being reduced to $25,000 per annum. Annual non-concessional cap is being reduced to $100,000 per annum. The pension transfer cap is being brought into place, meaning the transfer can be a maximum, or the amount being held in pension is 1.6 million. And another consideration to take into account is that there's no further non-concessional contributions that could be made when someone's super balance is at 1.6 million or over. Looking at imputation bonds as a supplement to super for surplus monies over and on top of these caps that are being brought into place. Benefits include you have access to monies at any time. There's an uncapped contribution amount. There's no work test or age-based restrictions for putting money into an imputation bond. The bond environment is very stable and is not subject to political agendas as superannuation can be. And there's also estate planning and intergenerational wealth transfer benefits that you can build in outside of your superannuation. So this is a case study looking at managing superannuation caps. We have Susan, who's 40, she's a lawyer. Her husband John, 42, is a paediatrician. They're both high income earners, both in the highest marginal tax rate. They easily reach their concessional contribution cap through salary sacrifice. They still have a sizable surplus remaining after all their living expenses are taken care of. And they're looking at an investment that is tax effective, it's got ready access, it allows for flexible ownership and control, and it offers a range of investment options. So the strategy. Let's set up an insurance bond in the name of John and Susan, either individually or jointly owned. The bond's effective tax rate would be between 24 and 30%, depending on the underlying investment selected. This would not be taxable to John or Susan, both of whom would otherwise attract a tax at the highest marginal tax rate of 49%. They also have the option to contribute further through regular savings plans or ad hoc lump sums. So additional benefits of this strategy are that they can make uncapped contributions into the bond. They've got access to make full or part withdrawals. They can also assign the bond to another person or entity without creating a tax event or triggering CGT. So this case study is looking at managing superannuation caps. We're looking at Anna, who's 55 years old. She currently earns $250,000 per annum, and her superannuation guarantee contribution is $23,750. She currently salary sacrifices $10,000 per annum into her superannuation to maximise her concessional cap of $35,000. Her current super balance is $1.65 million. And from 1 July 2017, Anna's concessional cap will be reduced to $25,000. She's also unable to make non-concessional contributions to super as her balance is in excess of that $1.6 million cap. So looking at the strategy, establish an insurance bond in Anna's name. SGC accounts for the majority of her concessional cap. So instead of salary sacrifice, she can commence a savings plan into an insurance bond. The insurance bond's effective tax rate is between 24 and 30% compared to Anna's marginal tax rate less deductions. She can also contribute additional lump sums. So the additional benefits of this strategy are that she's able to partially or fully withdraw at any time. If she decides to retire at age 60 and her income drops to a tax rate of 30% or less, there's no tax payable on withdrawals even if it's within the 10-year period, due to the 30% tax offset she'd receive. Anna's also got the option to use the bond as security for a loan. This case study is looking at the proceeds from the sale of an investment property. Peter is 57 years old. He's recently remarried. He has a 25-year-old son, Paul, who is a non-dependent. He's recently sold an investment property with the cash payout from the sale of $500,000. His current super balance is $950,000. So what Peter wants to do is invest the proceeds in a tax-efficient manner and to ensure his eldest son, Paul, receives some of the payout proceeds plus future earnings and growth in the event of his death. So the strategy. Peter makes a non-concessional contribution into his super of $250,000. He nominates his new wife as a beneficiary with a binding death nomination. He also establishes an investment bond with $250,000 and he nominates Paul as his nominated beneficiary. So the benefits of this strategy. Peter's able to nominate his son Paul, who's a non-dependent, as a beneficiary in the event of his death through the bond. Paul will receive the proceeds tax paid on Peter's passing. It also bypasses the will and is non-contestable. This case study looks at managing death benefit tax. Richard's 82, he's in failing health. He currently has $500,000 in an account-based pension with a taxable component of $250,000. He doesn't have any dependents, so the funds will go to non-dependents on his passing. Based on the current components, the death benefit tax is going to be $42,500. So the strategy. Establish an insurance bond in Richard's name. He's able to redeem the super tax-free as he's over 60 years of age. He can make binding nominations within the insurance bond. And on Richard's death, the bond matures and is paid tax-free to his beneficiaries, regardless of the bond year. So additional benefits of this strategy are that he'll obviously save that $42,500 in death tax. It's also non-contestable, and the nominated beneficiaries can be anyone. Thank you for your time, and if you have any questions, please refer to our website or contact one of our dedicated team members.